All right, would you introduce yourself?
My name is Franklin Summers.
And Franklin, when did we first meet? Do you remember?
Summer of 1999.
And do you recall the situation or what was going on with that?
I had been injured on the job and had to have neck surgery. And doctor bills weren't being paid, and harassment, phone calls, and my workman's comp checks weren't coming on time. And someone referred me to you, and I gave you a call. And
All right, and what was your initial impression of us when you talked with us?
I actually felt like this building had been removed from my shoulders because I no longer had to talk to anyone besides you, and you took care of everything I needed to have done at that time.
Did you find the workers' comp process to be a confusing process, or how did you find it to be?
It was very confusing because they always taped practically every conversation, and if you're in a lot of pain or over a couple of months period of time, you forget what you might say on one day, and every time I spoke to someone from workman's comp, they kind of turned that around on me.
And and then you came back to us.
Yes,
And why did you decide to come back to us?
because I returned to work and worked for 10 years. And then when I got to where I no longer could work, from the way that you treated me and my family the first time we ever met, I knew that if I ever needed another attorney, that it was going to be you. And here we sit.
All right. Do you feel that coming back to us added value to the case?
Yes.
Would you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I had kind of sold myself short on the amount that I was thought that I may get, and by coming to you, it doubled.
All right. Tripled,
Tripled. Yes.
actually.
Yes.
And so let me ask you this. Do you remember when you were getting the wrong amount for your benefits, and then we got that corrected and they had to pay a penalty?
Yes.
Would you talk about that just a little bit?
Yes. After the first year of being on workman's comp, they reduced my pay to $283 a week. And Mr. Keener studied and went back through the books, and he said that they were underpaying me, and it went up to $3 something a week, plus they had to pay me my back pay with interest.
All right. And have you've referred some people to us? We appreciate
Yes.
that. Would you talk a little bit about that, and if they've talked with you about their experiences, how they feel and that sort of thing?
I've worked at YRC for 26 years, and I've seen a lot of people get hurt on the job. And after my experience with you in 1999, I referred different people that had gotten hurt on the job, and I was listening to them tell their story of how workman's comp was treating them, or they weren't getting paid, or the doctor was doing this or that to them. I explained to them that I had an attorney that would actually sit and listen and get things taken care of. And they have used you, and they have settled their cases, and I have spoken to them on occasion since, and they're very happy with the way things worked out.
And I appreciate that. And if you had to sum it up in a word or two, your experience that you've had with us, would you talk about that a little bit?
Like I said, to me, it was just a blessing just not having to worry about no one being on your side, especially if you're in a lot of pain or you're taking medication. And to me, it was just relief. It was just, I could go to sleep at night and not worry. That was the best thing to me, peace of mind for me and my family.
Well, I appreciate you talking with me today, and I've appreciated you as a client. You've been a wonderful client, and I'll go ahead and shut this off.